Hello and welcome to Harare, where Zimbabwe host Ethiopia with, it would seem, nothing but pride at stake. Both are out of the running already for Qatar 2022, but with the Africa Cup of Nations coming up, the next 90 minutes will be useful to both sides to fine-tune their preparations for the final tournament in Cameroon. It's been a hugely disappointing Group G campaign so far for Zimbabwe. Just a single goal scored and a single point on the board as well. That came in their very first qualifier in the group as they secured a goalless draw against South Africa here. That result sparked optimism, however, it proved rather a false dawn as they were then beaten by today's opponents, Ethiopia, in their second outing, and have since tasted defeat after defeat. Most recently on Thursday, as they were beaten in South Africa just by a single goal. In fact, all of their defeats, bar the 3-1 loss in October in Ghana, have been by a single goal, so they're tough to break down. But they found goal scoring desperately difficult. They were looking to finish on a high here today against Ethiopia, an Ethiopian side who made life very, very difficult indeed for Ghana on Thursday, and in fact came back from a goal down to secure a draw. They might have even won that game, Ethiopia, who were playing in Johannesburg. In fact, they were playing just across town from where Zimbabwe lost to South Africa a little later in the day. But Ethiopia have very much got travel sickness, it would seem. They haven't won an away game for more than 2 years. They'll be hoping to break their duck with also the Nations Cup on their minds in just under, I should say, 2 months' time. So these two sides step out onto the pitch at the National Sports Stadium in Harare with the future on their minds, the immediate future for the other two teams in the group. Ghana and South Africa is much more immediate. They play off basically tonight in Cape Coast in Ghana for a place in the third qualifying round. South Africa with the advantage as things stand, 3 points ahead of Ghana, but a single goal, a 1-0 win for Ghana would be enough to see them through into that third round on goals scored. It's been a tumultuous few months for Zimbabwean football. Coach Zdravko Logarušić sacked in September after a really poor run of form. But under his interim successor, Norman Mapeza, results have not improved, as I've just outlined. They're winless in 10. In fact, their last win came in Africa Cup of Nations, qualifying back in March, a 1-0 win against Botswana. And they're missing a number of their big-name European-based players today. Suffered a blow as well with Marvelous Nakamba, the Aston Villa midfielder, out with a groin injury suffered against South Africa. So coming into this game, not ideal for the hosts. Welcome to Harare then, where Zimbabwe host Ethiopia with, it would seem, nothing but pride at stake for these two. Both are already out of the running for Qatar 2022, but with the Africa Cup of Nations coming up fast on the rails, the next 90 minutes will be useful to both sides as they fine-tune their preparations for the final tournament, which starts in just under 2 months' time in Cameroon. Zimbabwe certainly coming into this one with more to prove than Ethiopia, who got a very fine draw with Ghana in Johannesburg, where their nominal home game was played on Thursday. Ethiopia could have won that one as well, hitting the crossbar, causing Ghana untold problems. Zimbabwe on a run of 4 successive defeats since their 0-0 draw with South Africa to open their qualifying campaign. But since then, things have gone from bad to worse for the Warriors. And they'll need more than just a battling performance here today to give their fans some optimism ahead of that Nations Cup in January 2022. First up, the Ethiopian national anthem. And now, of course, the anthem of the host, Zimbabwe. Pandemic means only a smattering of crowd members in this vast 60,000 capacity bowl, and some media as well. Not ideal conditions then for the players, but still they'll be looking for room for optimism ahead, as I mentioned, of the Nations Cup in the new year. So the lineups then. 5 changes, no less, to the starting lineup for Zimbabwe, made by interim coach Norman Mapeza following that 1-0 defeat in South Africa. Notably, young goalkeeper Taimon Mvula comes in place of Petros Mahari. Captain still Kama Biliat, the 31-year-old, hugely experienced, and got an absolutely crucial brace of goals in Zambia during the Nations Cup qualifying to help his side pip Zambia to a place in the finals. There he is on the left-hand side. And his opposite number, Gitana Kibede. Man who took his goal against Ghana beautifully on Thursday. I'm not quite sure what the referee from Niger was doing there. There's just 2 changes made by Wubete Abate compared to the team that ran out against Ghana on Thursday. Ahmed Abebo comes in, while Haide Sharif, who came off the bench against Ghana, he starts today, the number 5. Zimbabwe then get us underway against Ethiopia in their final Group G World Cup qualifier. Zimbabwe bottom of the group, Ethiopia 3 points ahead of them, both out of the running for Qatar 2022, but this one an important game in their build-up to the Nations Cup finals in Cameroon in January. Here's Alec Udimo back in the side after suspension. Suspended for an accumulation of yellow cards for the game against South Africa. And hear the cries of Alec. Plays his club football in Georgia, but started in England at Sheffield Wednesday, did Udimo. He moved there as a child with his family. There's a bit of pressure here. Vula just to poke it away from Kibede, who looked very, very sharp against Ghana on Thursday. So we get a look at Norman Mapeza, who's in his 4th stint as the caretaker coach of Zimbabwe. Took over in September from Zdravko Logarušić after he was sacked following the defeat to Ethiopia. Ashlu Sayoum, actually, who got the penalty, the 94th minute penalty that defeated Zimbabwe back in early September, not in the Ethiopian side today. Here's Zobekele, who hit the bar in the second half against Ghana when Ethiopia really put the Black Stars under a huge amount of pressure. Here's Abebo, who's replaced Tamene in the Ethiopia lineup today. Tonjo likes to get forward as the Ethiopian coffee fullback. Teknomeri and Balcha made some very good saves against Ghana as well when they did have the opportunities. But overall, Ethiopia well worth the point. And it's made Ghana's life very, very difficult now. A lot of pressure on them at Cape Coast later today when they take on the group leaders. South Africa, they need to win and then overhaul South Africa on goal difference or goals scored, and then the permutations start to get a little bit complicated. A 1-0 win would be enough for Ghana. But after that, it's get your calculators out. Mino to Bebe. Cross to Abebo. Lovely smooth turn from Abubakar Nasir, who impressed against Ghana. Good patient build-up from Ethiopia here. Here's Kipere, lovely little touch for Bekele. And a crucial bit of defending from Mudimu.
Timing, my pass here, timing. Let's watch the ball and man, Andy.
Real quality build-up from Ethiopia, patient and considered. A little flick from Kipere was a joy. And Mudimu, fortunately for Zimbabwe, in the right place at the right time. Strong start from Ethiopia, 5 minutes in Harare. Still 0-0 between Zimbabwe and Ethiopia.
Relax. My own way.
Space here for Bruce Kangwa. Great delivery as well, and nobody in the 6-yard area. David Moyo arriving a little bit late, the number 9. There he is, the Hamilton academical striker. Bekele. Kabede. Right idea. Suddenly the tempo has stepped up from both teams. Kangwa back to Mudimu. There's Takwara, known as the general, can also play in midfield, but he's at centre-back today as Bekele comes forward. Moyo dispossessed. Ball. A little bit blatant from Ismail Wadi, who's had a very good start to the season in the South African second division with JDR Stars. According to media reports, already catching the eye of a number of the big Johannesburg clubs. Balcha. Tonjo. With a bit of pressure. Zimbabwe pressing effectively here. Can Ethiopia play their way out of trouble? Certainly trying. And they do beautifully. Bekele. Hotessa, lovely return ball for Bekele. An excellent covering too from Gerald Takwara. The general very much in command there. Useful position for a free kick, this one, for Ethiopia. Tabari Kamusoko, the culprit. Nasia's there. Tonjo is there as well, behind the ball for Ethiopia. Drifted in. Nasia's ball in. A lot of traffic though in front of the goal for Mino Debebe to deal with. Couldn't get the header on target. But that came from, it was very good, or it looked good. Zimbabwean pressing, but Ethiopia played their way out of trouble beautifully. And they have been very impressive in this qualifying campaign. Mapeza, who had a long career in Europe, particularly in Turkey. Played for the Istanbul Giants, Galatasaray at one stage as well. Try and bring that sort of experience to bear on this squad. That's a decent looking ball in. Moyo was there, just over his head. Delivery from Makachi. Just a little bit too high. Another one of the Zimbabwe team that he plays his club football in South Africa. Supersport United, and here they come again, the host. Wasn't helped by the pitch there. Liat. Tonjo. It's possessed unfairly, says the referee.
أنا
Bebo just managed to squeeze that back to Balcha before Zimbabwe captain Biliak got that. Lovely first touch. Not a bad ball either, and he might get there. He does indeed. Was there a foul? Ethiopia, of course, say yes. Abubakar Nasir is convinced, but importantly for them, not the referee. I have to say I have my doubts as well. It's a fabulous ball got there first, but Timon and Mvula didn't make contact. My apologies, it wasn't Nasir, it was Hutesa. You can see what Abete thought about it. Direct contact. I have to say, if he looks at it again, he'll see that there wasn't. And on the basis of the replay, Hutesa very fortunate indeed not to get booked for simulation. Nearly 15 minutes gone in Harare. Zimbabwe 0, Ethiopia 0, and the visitors with the better of the play. And the better opportunities. Zimbabwe yet to create anything of note, in fact, in the opposition box, as that one's played forward, looking for the run of Kibede, who's offside. And anyway, Tankwara seems to have the legs of pretty much anybody in the Ethiopia side. Very, very quick, the Verde Football Academy man. But he'll have to be on his toes because Kibede is very sharp indeed, as he showed against Ghana on Thursday. Zimbabwe not quite as successful as Ethiopia in playing their way out of the press. It's off Kibede and behind for a goal kick, says the referee.
No! No! Hey! Come on! No! No!
Not a happy man for the moment, Norman Mapeza. Knows the stadium well, with a late spell in his career at Caps United, who play their club football here. Nasir almost nipping in. Zimbabwe coming away with it. They get the rob of the green too. Plenty of green shirts in the middle to aim for. Great delivery. Just a little too close to Balcha. Here's Bekele. And having said Kibede was sharp, he goes and does that. Takwara spreads it wide, and that's a lovely little ball. Just slotted in behind. Not enough men on the same wavelength in the Zimbabwe lineup for the moment. Here goes Hutesa. Winless in the last 10 matches are Zimbabwe. They've lost their last 4 in this qualifying group. Got to go all the way back to late March this year and their Nations Cup qualifier in Botswana for their last victory in a competitive fixture. There's a slip. Can Zimbabwe capitalise now? Moyo's out wide, Billiat's in the middle, but it's not going to find him. He's going to run away from Bekele. Rather hasty was Takwara, having done well to win the ball. Tonjo. It would seem that Ethiopia are quite content to keep possession in the run half, and Zimbabwe just as happy to let them. Maybe they can move forward now. Haida Sharifa to Hotessa. Tonjo. Bekele. Ramadan Yusuf on the far side. Nasir, another great diagonal ball looking for Hotessa. He's trying to tee up Bekele, who we saw hit a number of dangerous efforts from distance against Ghana. It's the second time, though, that we've seen Abubakar Nasir, the Ethiopia number 10, just drift out to that left-hand side, swivel inside and smash a fabulous diagonal ball across to Hotessa. First time led to that opportunity which Ethiopia thought was a penalty. And it's really pulling Zimbabwe all over the place. Bekele again. Hotessa just drops into that little space as Bekele between midfield and attack, and makes life really difficult for Zimbabwe to pick him up. Emmanuel Johannes. Now Tonjo. Yusuf. Nasir. Looks really good in the ball. It's an excellent run by Yusuf. And a good bit of goalkeeping by Mvula. Very, very quickly off his line. And needed to be. It's another good bit of play from the Ethiopian number 10, Nasir. Delightful, just first touch and moved inside. Just a little bit too much on the through ball for Yusuf. Mudimu. Across to Takwara, who's going to be put under pressure. Mudimu. Billiat. Kangwa. Zimbabwe building patiently now. Again. Third or fourth time there's been poor delivery from that right-hand side. As we are past the midway point in the first half. Zimbabwe 0, Ethiopia 0. The visitors with the better of the play so far. But doesn't seem too comfortable leaving the his own final third of the pitch. Moyo's header. Ethiopia though have it back. They're far more comfortable on the ball than Zimbabwe at the moment, are the visitors. Nesir in particular here. And then he promptly goes and gives it away. Zimbabwe with just under 2 months to prepare for their opening game of the Nations Cup finals, which comes against Senegal. Not an easy one. Senegal, who've already secured their place in the third round of qualifying for Qatar 2022. Malawi and Guinea make up Zimbabwe's group. Ethiopia will have kicked off their Nations Cup campaign the day before. They've got a tricky group as well. They take on Cape Verde in their first game, and Burkina Faso and host Cameroon are their competition. Both teams finish runners-up to continental heavyweights in qualifying as well. Ethiopia second to Ivory Coast. Zimbabwe just behind the champions, Algeria.
Stop. Play. Kelvin. Too close.
Kangwa under pressure from Bekele. Abebo does well. He was again the Ethiopian number 13. The baby. You heard the cry offside against Nasir. Also a member of the Ethiopian coffee squad is Nasir, just 21. Looks likely to be a mainstay of the Ethiopian side for the next decade. Mahachi. Confident is Takwara. Got the free kick and just eased away from Nasir. Nice to see from a full-back. Sorry, at the centre-back, excuse me. Good challenge by Debebe, but that's a corner. Ismail Wadi trying to get in behind the big number 4. A good number of green shirts for Biliat to aim for. And he finds one in Mudimo. And I don't know if it was scooped wide or over or both from Wadi. Lunging in at the back post. Against the run of play, the first real opportunity. It drops for Zimbabwe. Biliat's ball in. Mudimo, I think, got his header wrong. But it almost turned out to be a great assist for Wadi. Didn't quite have the time or the reflexes to react. but a warning for Ethiopia that they need to capitalise when they do carve out opportunities. That'll be another Zimbabwe throw. The best spell of pressure so far as we approach the half-hour mark in Harare. Zimbabwe nil, Ethiopia nil. Moyo tees it up for Kangwa to cross, and it's over everyone's head. Mohachi will pick it up on the far side. It's a better ball. Just flicks off. Not sure whether it was Moyo's head or his hair. And out for a throw to Ethiopia on this near side. It was the hair. He's been almost as active as many of his players, Norman Mpeza. It's Takwara again. Mudimu, who last season had a spell at Sheriff Tiraspol, helped them qualify for the European Champions League group stage this season. Not a good ball from the back. Kangwa. Donjo does well. Zimbabwe still coming forward. Delivery into the box has been poor. What can Mudimu do about it?
Yes.
Wadi who lost it, and now Ethiopia look to break, and this is dangerous. Well, would have been if Utesa had had a little bit of support or been a little calmer in possession. To be fair, Nasir was arriving, but was a long way back. Johannes helps it on. Zimbabwe have it backed up. It's a good ball over the top, looking for Moyo. Wadi's in the middle. That's a better delivery. Came off a Bebo last, it would seem. It's a corner. Mahachi, who started the game on this near side, has since switched to the opposite flank. Playing as an inverted winger now. Came back under that left foot, and that was far better. It's resulted in this corner. Just over 10 minutes to go until half-time in Harare. Zimbabwe 0, Ethiopia 0. Really solid clearing header from a Bebo. Gilliat. Good close control. Difficult one for the goalkeeper. Moyo's there. I don't know if he was trying to knock it back into the middle where Wadi was unmarked. But if he had, his teammate surely would have scored. Unless he'll keep it in, he won't. Takwara. He had more time than he thought there. Tidmino Debebe. Zimbabwe certainly growing in confidence. They've been the better side over the last 10 minutes. Gilliat. Here's Bekele. Chance to counter-attack for Ethiopia. Hotessa. Don't seem to be too keen on the opportunity to take it, though. Here's the baby. 8 minutes left in the first half. Still 0-0.
Play the ball, play the ball.
Bebo under pressure from Wadi. Balcha did well, but maybe there's an opportunity here. Great strike! Lovely goal! Well, he was played into trouble, was Balcha. Got to the ball first, but couldn't direct his clearance. And it fell beautifully. And Kudakwashe Mahachi has given Zimbabwe the lead.
And goal from Zimbabwe by his number 10, Kudakwashe Mahachi.
He was under huge pressure from Moyo. The pass back to him was awful. He did as best he could, but how about that from Mahachi? Brilliant finish. Actually, even if Balcha had been in between the posts, it would have been difficult for him to stop that one. Zimbabwe then with the lead. Some 7 minutes before the break. Really was a fine strike from Mahachi. And after a sluggish start to the game from Zimbabwe, they've woken up in the last 10 or 15 minutes. There's a Tessa. Ethiopia trying to hit back immediately. Tonja as well. And Mvula again, not for the first time, is off his line to smother. Good burst forward from the Ethiopian right back up. Bekele. Kebede, he's well offside, surely. Nasia. These two teams, as I mentioned right at the start, out of the running to qualify for the third round of qualifying for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. Zimbabwe came into this one bottom of the table. With this scoreline, they'd move on to 4 points, level with Ethiopia. Goal difference would be exactly the same as well at -4. But they would have only scored 2 goals, Zimbabwe. Ethiopia have got 3. That would mean that Zimbabwe would still finish bottom of the group. A 2-0 win, though, would see them move ahead of Ethiopia. And it may not be much, but that will be some consolation and some cause for optimism ahead of that Nations Cup campaign. 4 minutes to go until the break. Zimbabwe 1, Ethiopia 0. Madzongwe. Waking ball forward, but the baby will get there. Trying to shepherd it out of play under pressure. Nasia. Looking for Kebede. And Mvula again. Done well. Anticipating balls played through. Time on Mvula. Helped his defenders out on a number of occasions already. Mudimu. Kangwa. Back to Mudimu. Nearly intercepted by Tonja. Lovely little flick from Moyo to Wadi. Takwara. Zimbabwe happy to just hold on to possession, build confidence. It's been in very short supply in recent games. Nicely done by Moyo. God knows more Weira. It's his ball forward looking for Bilia, but it was wayward. Balcha to Abebo. Tonja. Bekele. And all the fluidity and the pace from Ethiopia's game has been sucked out of them, it would seem, as we're into the final minute of the first half. And a counter-attack opportunity for Zimbabwe. Well, there would have been. Moyo's ball out wide had been better. Michele. Otessa trying to stay onside. Tonjo in support. Only 2 men in the middle. Kabeda. Away by Takwara. Just an additional 60 seconds at the end of the first half here. Zimbabwe with the lead, and they finished the stronger. Tonjo battling, and rather in a manner slightly too rough for the referee from Niger's liking. Some fuller waves, everybody upfield. Moyo's header on. It's come more and more into the game as the big Zimbabwe number 9. It's been a very useful pivot for his side to play the ball up to. He's held onto it well. His physique means he's difficult to knock off the ball, and he's brought others into play. And it was he who put the pressure on Balcha that led to the Ethiopian goalkeeper being forced into a poor clearance. And Mohachi scoring the only goal of the first half to give Zimbabwe the lead in Harare at the break. It's Zimbabwe 1, Ethiopia 0. Welcome back to Harare, where Zimbabwe have a 1-0 lead after 45 minutes in what is their final World Cup qualifier of the Qatar 2022 campaign. Are they going to finish what has been a disappointing group stage on a win? Or will Ethiopia, as they did to Ghana just 3 days ago, peg them back in the second half? A lot of discussion going on there between Alec Mudimu and the goal scorer Kudekwashi Mahachi. Both teams has so many sides do nowadays, going through a little warm-up routine before the second half starts. As we see the Zimbabwe interim coach, Noma Mapeza, who was very active, very vocal in the first half, notably in the opening 20 minutes when his side weren't really at the races. But they improved as the half went on and slowly took a stranglehold. They didn't create all that many chances, and in fact the goal came from a mistake by Ethiopia. But it really was a superb strike from Mahachi, who ironically probably wouldn't have tried a shot from that distance if the goalkeeper had been between the posts. But Balcha had been forced out of his goal. It was a poor back pass to him. Hurried into a clearance, and Mahachi took full advantage. A very fine strike indeed. That's why Zimbabwe have this lead as we prepare for the second half. Ethiopia get us underway in this impressive bowl of a stadium in Harare. Zimbabwe with the lead, and looking to finish a disappointing group stage campaign on a high and go to the January Nations Cup finals with some optimism. So a change at the back for Ethiopia. Sayum, who comes on. So Balcha's down. Now Sayum's a centre-back. He's replaced Tonjo, who's a right-back. So there looks to be a tactical tweak. Play can continue. And Sayum has gone into that centre-back role, as you can see. He's got the ball here now. The substitute. The man who got the late penalty to beat Zimbabwe. As these two played their second group stage qualifier back in September. Looks like Abebe, who played at centre-back in the first half, has moved out to right-back. So a rejig for Ethiopia. I think Sayum has been brought on to try and deal with the threat of Moyo, who was increasingly influential in the first half. The big Zimbabwean number 9. How about that for a bit of cool goalkeeping from Balcha? He wouldn't have minded if the back pass to him earlier in the first half, which led to the goal, had been that easy to deal with. Here's Sayum. Takwara's header picked up by Bekele. Bekele again. Sharifa back to Bekele. Nasir. It's a good first time ball, but the flag was up immediately. This is how the first half started as well. Ethiopia knocking it about nicely, producing some good play going forward. And then Zimbabwe just upped the tempo. Moyo's header. Here's Moyo again. Takwara. Flag stays down. It's the goal scorer Mahachi is balling. Bouncer there before anybody can capitalise at the near post. Sharifa. Johannes. On Bekele. Nasir. Oh, look at that. Lovely bit of skill. Bekele. Nasir wants it back. And should have gotten it as well. Bekele just held on to the ball too long. Abebo. Gets it back to Zabebo, squeezes it through to Nasir. Play on, says the referee. Tessa. And the strike comes in, it's off the bar from Kabede. Mvula may well have got a touch on that, just to help it onto the woodwork. But the Ethiopia captain desperately close to a level. Just some 5 minutes into the second half. Bekele. Here he is again, Bekele. Beautifully done. But not quite as good from his teammate Ramdan Youssef, who's offside. Well, Kabede showed his qualities against Ghana. He's got the vision and the ability, and gave Mvula a bit more credit than he deserved. He was well beaten. But all the credit to the Ethiopia captain for a great bit of invention. Jonah Fabish. Looks like he'll come on and make his senior international debut, the 20-year-old. Wira. Back to Takwara. Well, one back by Sharifa. A good ball through by the captain Kabede. Just didn't seem to get moving, did Hutessa for once. Good recovery from Kangwa. But Hutessa gave him the opportunity. Mudimu. Fabish waits to come on. The baby. Here's an opportunity maybe for Zimbabwe. Just a crucial foot in by Debebe. And the whistle goes. Zimbabwe just trying to bustle their way through. And here comes Fabish. Plays his club football at Hamburg in northern Germany. For the moment, part of their B team setup. He's going to replace the captain, Biliat.
Substitution for Zimbabwe, outgoing lead number 11, Cameroon Julius, incoming lead number 14, Jonah Fabish.
Fabish, who's the son of the late former Zimbabwe coach Reinhard Fabish.
Play ball, play ball. Play ball, play ball. Foul, play ball, play ball. Throw it.
Ten minutes into the second half, Zimbabwe with the lead, but Ethiopia have hit the crossbar in the second half. Chase for Nasir, but it's a fruitless one. It's another positive performance so far for Abete.
Where's the ball? Where's the ball, boys?
The scoreline isn't positive, and
Hey, right, forward. Where's the ball, boys?
wondering where the ball boys are. Moyo battling with Tamene, and wins out as the Zimbabwe number 9. King's ball along the line. Fabish is in space. Here he is, the youngster. Not a great first touch. Gutesa. Sharifa. That's a nice ball out wide to Abebo. Gutesa on the run, followed by Mudimu. Needs support, does Gutesa. They've shown that they like to build patiently, Ethiopia. Tamene. You see it. Now Johannes. Youssef. Michele. Space on that far side. Bebo. Compared it. Had possession for well over a minute now, Ethiopia. Not making too much progress as yet though, and they won't there. Comfortably cut out. Here's Mudimu. Ethiopia will have possession again. At the moment, though, struggling to break down this Zimbabwe side. Here's Fabish. Trying to play it through there to Wadi, who was breaking forward down that left-hand side. Foul by Johannes, if there is such a thing, was a good one. Because if Fabish had managed to play it through to Wadi, Ethiopia would have been in real trouble. That's Mahachi who's down. Zabata consults with his assistants about what to do next. Well, this is what Mahachi did in the first half. How about that for a strike? If you watch it from behind the goal, as I mentioned, Balcha would have really struggled to get there, even if he was in position. He seemed to have a bit of a problem, the Super Sport United man. We're past the hour mark. Let's see if he comes back, the goal scorer. Zimbabwe lead thanks to his goal, 1-0 against Ethiopia. Johannes. Across to Tamene. The Beba. Here's Nesir. Ethiopia's most inventive player, along with their captain Kebede. Look at that line of 5 green shirts. In front of them, 4 green shirts, and then Moyo up front. Tessa. Taquara's there. He's had a good game, very solid indeed. Youssef. Nasir. His first touch looks really good. Abubakar Nasir. Oh, the idea there was right. Looking for a Bebo, but it was well intercepted, and Zimbabwe can come forward, and it's a foul. Eyes Abebo trying to recover. There's a card. Or is there? Mvula warned that if there's any time wasting, he'll be getting a yellow card. Zimbabwe then preparing a change. Gilroy Chimwemwe is coming on as Mahachi can't continue. Here's a Bebo. Tassa gets it back from Nasir and gets the free kick. Foul by Fabish as that one almost bounces for Nasir. So Chimwemwe is on now. Zimbabwe's second change, although that one injury enforced. Maybe an opportunity for a second for the hosts here. There was a foul, and it was by the Zimbabwe man. And Sharifa. Wadi, who got the helping hand from the Ethiopian midfielder. Mudimu. Given away. Bekele. If he could have played it through first time, Nasir was in the starting blocks. Takwara. Nicely done by Fabish. Gets it back to the Kenyan-born youngster, actually. Johannes Sharifa. Here's Nasir. Back to Sharifa. Now Bekele. Very nearly. Kabeda had gone in behind. And now a great opportunity maybe for Zimbabwe. Covering challenge was perfectly timed from Debebe, much to the frustration of Mapeza. Had to get it right and did. So an Ethiopia substitution, the first of the game, as Sharifa goes off and Makengo is on. And Kabede is replaced as well by Abel Tilahun. So with Kabede gone, it's Tamene who takes the captain's armband now. Himself, who came off the bench at half-time. We've got 22 minutes left in Harare. Zimbabwe 1, Ethiopia 0. Ethiopia scoring in the first half after a mistake in the Ethiopian back four. Ethiopia striking the crossbar in the second half, and they're on the front foot here. Early ball in, and Takware is there ahead of Nasir. Bekele. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. A little shake of the head from his coach says it all. That was wasted from the usually very, very tidy number 18. In fact, he's now the captain. Well, I'm sure that they were putting the captain's armband on Temene's arm. Now it's the number 18. Shamilas Bekele. Ethiopia free kick, Tamene preparing to deliver. Number of red shirts lining up on the edge of the Zimbabwe box. Too much argy-bargy for the referee's liking. And as we head into the final 20 minutes, as Abeta checks his watch. His side are trailing, 0-0. They would still finish third in the group, but only on goal difference. Tamene. Zimbabwe have offered very, very little going forward in this second half. Although, to be fair, Ethiopia haven't been much better, despite all the possession that they've had. But they have certainly tried to be more inventive. But Zimbabwe edging towards ending their 10-game winless run. Johannes. Nice turn away from trouble, but then into it from the substitute Dilahun. Fabish. Moyo. Handball. Made his international debut just over a year ago, did David Moyo. Here's Nasir. Johannes looking for her tester on that far side. Foul by Fabish, was he? No, he wasn't. Here's Fabish again. Back to Kangwa. And now Mudimu. Zimbabwe quite happy to go backwards rather than forwards. Mfala. Fabish nips in again, finds Moyo. Madzongwe. That's more positive, but it's out of play.
One is there! Show me no, let me look at the flag. What not to get on the
He spent much of the 74 minutes extremely frustrated, it would seem, Norman Mapeza. He's got a big job on his hands to prepare the squad for the Nations Cup. It's Bekele. Plays his club football in Egypt as Shamelis Bekele. Youssef. Johannes. Youssef again. 15 minutes to go. Zimbabwe 1, Ethiopia 0. Babel. Wasted. Talk about frustrated. There's another man. It's been that sort of game. If you're a coach. Mudimo looks long. I'm not sure that was meant to be a shot from Kangwa. I think it was going to be a cross, but Balcha had to get down at his near post anyway. Mudimu and Takwara make their way up as Mawira prepares to deliver from the far side. Solid header away by Johannes at the near post. Mawira will get a second chance though. Didn't take it. God knows Mawira. As Ethiopia prepare a double change. It'll be their last ones of the game. Makengo to his fellow substitute Tilahun. Solid header away. Songwa's ball forward. Moyer's not going to get there, but he will put pressure on. He's a willing runner. It's the Zimbabwe centre forward. He's had to do a lot of it for very little reward today. But he was the man who closed down Balcha and applied the pressure that led to the Ethiopia goalkeeper being forced into a poor clearance that Mohachi took advantage of. The baby. Now Johannes. Difficult one for Tilahun. Ethiopia still have it though. The two substitutes waiting on the sidelines. Babel. Seems to be playing more in midfield, the number 13 than right back. Tonjo does provide Ethiopia with width down that right hand side, and he's been sorely missed in the second half. Mawira. So hugely overhit from the Platinum Stars full back, and now it's time for those changes. for Ethiopia. Bekele is going to make way. And he's replaced by Ayele. And the captain's armband gets moved around again. And Hotessa is off. And on comes Tafese Lamene. Let's go, let's go. As far as Zimbabwe are concerned. Good bit of defending again from Debebe. Can he keep that one in? He doesn't. It's Nasir. Gives the thumbs up for the ball, which was almost perfectly executed and would have really stretched Zimbabwe. Once we're into the final 10 minutes in Harare, still 1-0 to the hosts. And Mafeza with still just as much energy as he had in the opening minute. Moyo will get a deserved rest. It's been a hard-working performance from him. Knox Matizwa is his replacement. Here's a paper. Trying to feed him into the path of Tillahun. Matisse with a substitute who was offside. It's another of the Zimbabwe side who plays his club football in South Africa. He's offside too, is Nasir. Matizwa, who plays his club football in Durban for Golden Arrows. Beautiful city of Durban on the Indian Ocean. I think that's the yellow card for Mvula that the referee has been threatening for some time. Indeed it is. You can't say he wasn't warned. Youssef. To Balcha, who's barely had a touch in this second half. Here's Tamene, who does definitely have the captain's armband now. Johannes. Nasir. Another nice little flick from him. Does look a quality performer when given the ball. Ethiopia number 10. That's a lovely little ball. And a chance maybe. Well, Mvula again was quite far out of his goal. Don't know whether the header would have gone in, but it was more the second ball that looked really threatening. And now Balcha has to come out of his goal once more. Not the most convincing of headers, but at least it fell to his teammate this time and not to a Zimbabwe player as it did in the first half. This was the diagonal ball from Nasir. And it was Ayele, who's just come off the bench, who was trying to ghost in behind. Offside was Tilahun. 5 minutes to go, and Ethiopia suggesting that they may well get an equaliser here. Here's Ayele. Looking for Nasir. It's Takwara who's there. Mudimo's there too, and that's a foul. Foot was high from Tilahun. Bruce Kangwa wants to know why that wasn't a yellow card. The referee's not amused. And the upshot is a free kick for Zimbabwe and an opportunity to clear the lines. Takwara launches it long, looking for Mutuzwa. That's well done, very well done indeed. Great opportunity for a leveller here, and Nasir will grab it. They've been threatening in the last few minutes of Ethiopia, and they finally got their reward. He's been the standout performer of the game as Abubakar Nasir, and he's deserved that goal. And it's hard to argue that Ethiopia don't deserve it too. Lovely through ball. Could have played it just to the side. Tilahun providing a great distraction. Goalkeeper didn't know whether Nasir would play it to him or go himself, but Nasir just dragging it around Mvula with supreme confidence. And Ethiopia, just as they did to Ghana on Thursday, have pegged their opponents back. And maybe they sense there's an opportunity for more. It was Abebo trying to play it through to Nasir in behind, and Mudimu was there for Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe 1, Ethiopia 1. Kingo. Ethiopia's substitutions have really added something to the side. Johannes. Here's Nasir again. Took it lovely. Can't find the finish to match what was an absolutely sublime first touch. Demo in close attendance, but it would have been down to Mvula to save his side if Nasir could have got that shot on target. Just a beautiful fluid movement though to take the ball in his run like that. And as I mentioned, the number 10 for Ethiopia looks a really, really good prospect. Johannes, here's a Bebo. It's all Ethiopia, as it has been for the last 15 minutes or so. Alcha. Here's Youssef. We're into the final minute. Must be at least 3 or 4 minutes to be added on. Find that very soon. Tamene. Tilahoon. Nasir makes the run. Takwara is there this time. It was Takwara who couldn't quite cut out the through ball from which Nasir scored the equaliser. Johannes. Tilahoon. Now the deep run from another substitute, Ayele. 3 minutes added on here. They could be very difficult minutes for Zimbabwe. Nobody there in a green shirt for Fabish.
Additional time, 3 minutes.
Here's the Bebe. Tamene. It's a 94th minute penalty for Tamene that won Ethiopia the game against Zimbabwe when these two sides first met in the group. Takwara there again. Makengo. Abebo. Still Abebo. Good block from Madzongwe. Here's Johannes. Tamene. Abebo. Now Youssef. Zimbabwe may well get a point out of this game, but there's a lot of work to be done for Mapeza. A little bit less for Abate, his Ethiopian counterpart. Just can't get out of their own half, Zimbabwe, right now. Oh, that was cute. Lovely, good through ball as well. Maybe an opportunity for number 2. Across the face of goal from Lamene. A lot of space down the Ethiopia right there. I think that he couldn't make his mind up whether he wanted to shoot or cross, and in the end did neither really. A handful of seconds left in Harare. Looks like that this one will end with the spoils shared. And indeed it does. A point apiece for Zimbabwe in Ethiopia. Zimbabwe, who held the lead thanks to Kuda Kweshe Mahachi's first half goal. But Abubakar Nasir with a deserved equaliser for Ethiopia. 3 minutes from time, it's ended Zimbabwe 1, Ethiopia 1. Well, another impressive display from Ethiopia, who seem to be putting together a very promising side indeed. They finished their Group G campaign with 5 points from 6 outings. And they can certainly look ahead to January's Africa Cup of Nations with with a good degree of optimism of at least making a good impression on the tournament. Zimbabwe with 2 points, finishing bottom of the group. On paper, they've got the talent, and of course there are some big hitters to come back into the squad for January. But on the evidence of today's showing, they have some work to do. And it would seem that the post-match analysis has already started between Alec Mudimu and his coach, Norman Mapeza. There was the standout performer for me individually, Abubakar Nasir. That was the Zimbabwe goal scorer, Kunakwashe Mahachi. Took his goal beautifully well. All eyes now, though, on Cape Coast in Ghana as this group reaches what should be a dramatic climax, with Ghana taking on South Africa. Ghana needing to win, and then potentially by a certain number of goals if they're to pip Bafana to a place in the third round of qualification for Qatar 2022. Zimbabwe bottom then on 2 points. Ethiopia with that late equaliser, moving them on to 5. But the next stage, that place up for grabs in Cape Coast later today between Ghana and South Africa.